Dear students, welcome to the Fluid Mechanics course. Let us together learn this course through our interactions during each class. Please participate and ensure that you are learning each and every topic of this course. In today's lecture, we will discuss on the hydrostatic force and center of pressure in case of an inclined plane surface submerged in a liquid. So that is the topic for today's lecture actually. So in the previous class, we have derived the equation for hydrostatic force in case of a vertical plane surface submerged in a liquid. Both hydrostatic force and also center of pressure we have derived for both the equations and then solved some problems based on that actually. Now in today's class, we will take it up, the inclined plane surface submerged in a liquid. This derivation is also very important from the examination point of view. And the procedure of this derivation is also the same as the vertical plane surface, except there is a small difference. That difference you need to understand. You all know that in the case of a vertical plane surface, when we are calculating the hydrostatic force, we have put actually, if you remember, that integral of what we have written, integral of AH or what you call it is HdA. Integral of HdA, we have written it as AH bar. That is the first moment theorem actually. From that we have mentioned integral HdA is equal to AH bar, right? And similarly, in the case of second moments, where integral H square dA is equal to I naught. So when we are writing these two actually, the moment of the area, so area into the perpendicular distance, that is what we have done it. Similarly, in the second case also, the area into basically the second moment, integral H square dA. So when we are taking that, it is about an axis which is actually parallel to it actually. That's how we have taken. Right? If you remember, just recollect how the free surface is located, how basically the element is, and how the moment is calculated. That if you remember, so that is the only difference which is from the vertical plane surface to the inclined plane surface. Now, if you take the inclined plane surface, this inclined plane surface is making an angle of theta with the free liquid surface, with the free surface. That is what we have shown in the figure also. Consider an arbitrarily shaped plane area A that is fully submerged in a static liquid of specific weight gamma. The plane is inclined at an angle of theta with the horizontal free surface of the liquid actually. So now, divide this, the principle is same. Divide the area into elemental strips of small strips of areas dA, right? And one strip which we have made here, this is the dA, the area strip, and this is at a distance of, for example, x from the free surface, right there. So what is the pressure at this point? That pressure dP is equal to gamma into x. That means x is the vertical distance from the free surface. So the pressure dP is equal to gamma into x. So that is the first thing. But now the second point for me, the problem is, now I have to take actually the moment of the area about the free surface. How to take the perpendicular distance, because this plane is like this. So that is why what we have done is, we have made an imaginary free surface. We have made an imaginary free surface. For this imaginary free surface OO, now this entire plane is as if it is vertical. Kindly forget about the free surface for 1 second and then see we have made an imaginary free surface here OO. For this imaginary free surface, this plane surface is as good as vertical actually. So this part is not there. Only this part, if you remember, it is as good as a vertical plane surface. Now, how I am going to do the derivation is this inclined plane surface, I keep it as a vertical plane surface with free surface, imaginary free surface as OO, and with respect to that, I will do the derivation. But that is not my aim at the end. So now after doing that, I convert it into the original free surface. That I will do it. So you understand the principle how I am doing it? For a moment actually I feel I take this as vertical plane surface, and this vertical plane surface, what is the free surface? OO is the free surface. It is an imaginary, it doesn't exist. It's an imaginary. So I take with respect to this. Once I take, because I know how to do for a vertical plane surface, already I have derived in the previous classes. So we will derive now the as if this plane surface is a vertical plane surface, we derive it first. After that derivation, I now convert it into with the original free liquid surface using the relations. What is the relation between this depth and that depth? So that I will take it and I will do it. You understand the principle? So in that case, the first thing which, so there is an imaginary free surface OO such that it is as good as perpendicular to the vertical plane surface. So that is what you need to this inclined plane surface. So now if I take it, an angle is theta. So now this is x. So this distance I mentioned it as y. So what is sine theta is equal to, if I write sine theta is equal to x by y, right? Am I right? So therefore x is equal to y sine theta. How that has come, you need to explain how you have taken OO, because for the inclined plane surface, when you are taking the moments, the perpendicular distance has to be taken, but here it cannot be taken for the free liquid surface. That is why we have created an imaginary free surface such that actually for that imaginary free surface, this inclined plane is as good as a vertical plane surface. Now we repeat the process of for the vertical plane surface, and at the end of the derivation we convert that into the original free surface, so that we get the derivation for the inclined plane surface submerged in a liquid. So this is the first step which we have done. Then what next? So with respect to this free surface OO, y is the distance from the what this I call it as this is a imaginary free surface. Right, for this. So now y is the distance of the element actually, y bar is the distance of the centroid, yp is the distance of the center of pressure, or this yp you can call it as y star. That is the general notation. Anything is fine. See, p also is fine because it is cp, right? Then correspondingly the vertical distances from the free surface, first one is x, the second one we replace it by h bar, that is our general notation, and third one I replace it by h star. So what is h bar and h star? As usual for our regular notation, h bar is the vertical distance of the centroid below the free surface, and h star is the distance of cp from the free surface. So these are the things actually. So now let me go into the derivation part. So this element, what is the elementary force on this strip? If I take dF is the elementary force on this, so the pressure is what we call it as, it is dP into dA. What is dP is equal to gamma x into dA. So that is equal to x is equal to y sine theta. So gamma into y sine theta into dA. Therefore total hydrostatic force on the entire area is F is equal to integral dF is equal to integral gamma sine theta into y dA. So that it is the next thing. And already we know that integral y dA is equal to ay bar. That is the definition which we have mentioned for the distance of centroid. So if you write like that, so what is F is equal to, if I write like this, it is gamma sine theta into ay bar, right? That is what which we have written here. So but again I can write it as gamma into a into y bar sine theta, right? This is the thing. Now if you see y bar and h bar, sine theta is equal to, you can write it here, if you see sine theta is equal to h bar by y bar actually. Therefore basically if you take it, h bar is equal to y bar sine theta. So now replace this y bar sine theta by h bar, so gamma a h bar. So for an inclined plane surface or vertical plane surface, the thing is gamma a h bar. H bar is what? It is the vertical distance from the free surface to the center of gravity. That you should remember actually, right? So this is the thing. The resultant force on a fully submerged inclined plane surface acts normal perpendicular to the surface and its magnitude is gamma a h bar. So this is the first thing, because any derivation consists of this two parts. One is the hydrostatic force, the second one is the center of pressure. So have you understood? So what we have taken, divide the area into elemental strips of each area dA, and now on this dA basically what is the pressure basically. So that pressure we have found, P is equal to gamma into x vertical distance. So that which we have done first. So knowing that actually, then normally next thing is what? The force we want to find out. What is the force on this pressure on the small element? So that is equal to dF is equal to dP into dA, gamma x into dA, dm and gamma x into x, where x is equal to y sine theta, and then we have put it, integrated it, and we got the answer. So this is what I have shown the steps also. Once again you can go through it. Same thing actually elaborately we have mentioned. Now I go into the center of pressure, because this is also very, very important. For the center of pressure, what I will use? I will use the principle of moments. Principle of moments. What is the principle of moments? You tell me first. Principle of moments is equal to moment of the resultant force about an axis is equal to sum of the moments of forces, elementary forces about the same axis. The same principle we used in the vertical plane also. So the same thing which I will use here also. Now we have taken the strip at a distance, basically this is y from OO. Now OO is the imaginary free surface. So now what is the force which we mentioned here on this element? Actually it is nothing but dF is equal to gamma into y sine theta into dA. Last slide itself you have seen. So moment of that elemental force about the free axis. So if you take it dF into y, that is gamma y sine theta into y. So if you take it gamma sine theta into y square dA. This is the first thing actually. So you need to remember first this much only. So this is first point. Second point is what? Moment of the resultant force about an axis. Moment of the resultant force about an axis means what actually? Moment of the resultant force is what actually? Moment of the resultant force is F, that is first thing, into basically what is the thing? That is Yp or Y star. This we can write it as Y star also. So this instead of Yp, you can remember it as Y star. Instead of X bar, you can write H bar, and H bar is H star. So F into Y star is equal to, so this is the moment of the resultant force about basically an axis, and some of the moments already we have found out gamma sine theta into y square dA. So if I write like this, so yp is equal to gamma sine theta into basically integral y square dA. In the last derivation itself we have shown it is equal to I bar, second moment of area. Basically it is nothing but I bar. So gamma sine theta into I bar by f, right? That is the next. Already f is equal to what? Just check the previous gamma sine theta into ay bar. That is what which we have done. So we have put the same thing. So y star is equal to yp is replaced by y star is equal to gamma sine theta into I naught divided by f means gamma sine theta into ay bar. So gamma sine theta will cancel. So y star is equal to I0 by I naught by ay bar. So naturally this is the thing. From by parallel axis theorem yesterday itself we have studied I naught is equal to Ig plus ay bar square, right? So this we substituted, so as it is. So this is y star, right? This is also y star. So all the derivation I have done till now is with respect to free surface OO. Original free surface is not considered. With respect to OO only I have done. When I have written everything in terms of y means it is with respect to imaginary free surface. But now after completing the entire derivation with respect to vertical, that means as if it is a vertical plane surface, that is already the derivation also, you know, previous derivation h star is equal to h bar plus Ig by ah bar. For a vertical plane surface you have done it. So the same thing will come here also. Only thing is the value there, instead of h star it is y star, basically it is h bar y bar, like that actually. Now but this is not our end of the derivation, because the end of the derivation should be with respect to the existing free surface. You need to do it. So that's why what we have done at the end is now you take it. Suppose sine theta is equal to h bar. What is sine theta is equal to? H star divided by basically y star. It is equal to h bar divided by y bar. It is also equal to the other one is x by y. So this with this everything conversion is possible, right? So this is the thing: y bar y star, x h bar h star. That's all simple logic. So now therefore y star is equal to h bar by sine theta, y bar is equal to h bar by sine theta. If I substitute instead of y star h star by sine theta, instead of y bar it is h bar by sine theta, then the final answer is h star is equal to h bar plus Ig sine square theta divided by ah bar. So the entire derivation is same. H star is equal to h bar, right, plus previous one is Ig by ah bar. That was the previous vertical plane surface. The extra thing that which is coming here is this sine square theta. Please remember. Otherwise, it is as good as a vertical plane surface. This is extra. So this completes to me the derivation part of inclined plane surface. Inclined plane surface submerged in a liquid. So this I have shown it here. Suppose if theta is equal to 0, if for example if you take it, if it is theta is equal to 0, naturally it becomes a horizontal plane surface, and if theta is equal to 90, it becomes, what will happen, a vertical plane surface. So with this we have completed this lecture. So in this lecture, hydrostatic force on inclined plane surface which we have taken, in this inclined plane surface we talked much about only the derivation part. Thank you so much.
Vishnu Audio Visual Center, like and share and subscribe and click bell icon.